Good afternoon, my fellow family, friends, and colleagues. This is your girl, Dr. Charity, aka the Queen of Divas, and I'm here to give you your weekly encouragement on today. We're on this beautiful, gorgeous, it is being a roller coaster. This was just this weekend, and it's going to be even more of a roller coaster when that heat wave comes through. Uh, Down where I'm at, there's about to be a big old heat wave coming through of about 3 to 4 days of nothing but hundreds straight for your Independence Day celebration weekend. Yeah, that's a scorcher. And even though it ain't like you ain't been feeling a scorching all along, but this weekend you've been feeling a little bit of the scorching, the heat, then a little bit of seeing the cloud cover, then the rain comes out, then some more clouds, some thunder here, and then some wind, and then the sun come back out. But all that, because I mean, you can see it, right? You see the beam, the gleam, and the glow, don't you know? That ain't nothing but confirmation. It's confirmation that somebody tuning in today that it can't rain all the time, as I heard an actress say. Can't rain all the time. Now it may rain for a certain period of time, and it may even rain consistently, where it may even seem like it is forever in a day, and it just won't stop. And oh my goodness, how much more of this can I take? Hey, I'm telling somebody today, don't feel alone. That happens to the best of us. I've been there. Well, I'm just sitting here wondering, okay, so when does my chance come? When do I get to see at least a peek of it? A peek of the sun, a peek of, at least the smoked image of the sun trying to attempt to come from behind the clouds instead of it being cloudy or rainy or windy or stormy all day. But I come to tell somebody today, it doesn't have to rain. And it's not going to rain all the time because there's a bright side somewhere. And today I'm going to encourage somebody with that because it's got to be greater. It's got to be greater because guess what? You're here. You're still alive today because there was greater. It doesn't always rain always. Now the rain, like I said, may come consistently and continuously back to back where it seems like forever and a day. But there is a stopping and a breaking point. The season has to change. It does have to turn. Late in the midnight hour, God's going to turn it around. And it's going to work it out. He's going to work it out. And it's going to work out in your favor. But you have to believe it. You have to believe it. You have to believe it. And if you don't believe it, then that's your loss. But I'm here to encourage somebody that it's got to get better. It's going to get better. Come here. Listen to me. Come on. Let me hear. I want to tell somebody this right there. I'm going to tell somebody right now. So, you see what I see, the beam, the gleam, the glow, don't you know? Even though it was raining for some period of time, a little drizzle, guess what? You see what I see? The natural sun is showing forth its blessing on me just like it's showing on you. Because when the natural sun shows, it shows for whoever's in the pathway. Whoever's in sight gets to see the sight. So the natural sun, the natural blessing is raining down on you and me as well. For he rains down on the just as well as the unjust. There's a blessing on everybody. The fact that you're tuning in today is a blessing. The fact that you're alive today is a blessing. The fact that you are able to breathe is a blessing. The fact that you're able to have the activity of your limbs is a blessing. The fact that you're able to eat is a blessing. The fact of income, to be able to work, all of that is a blessing. I say it like this. It can't rain all the time because guess what? Look, there's a blessing. There's a blessing always. Even a dog is blessed. Guess what? I saw yesterday that a squirrel is blessed. Guess what? I went walking on the trail with somebody special who I hold dear to my heart. And guess what I saw on that nature trail walk? I saw a squirrel with a nut in his mouth running down the tree. I wasn't expecting that because of the way that drought has been so bad down here and down south. I expect the squirrel be looking for it. But guess what? When I was coming back down the trail, I saw a squirrel with a nut in his mouth. The other half said, well, he probably had that stored somewhere. I said, you're right, because a squirrel is smart. And we need to learn from that as human beings. But I said all that to say this. Blessing. The squirrel's blessed. Even during a drought, to still come out with a nut in his mouth. So he had his dinner. An ant is blessed. A dog is blessed. A cat is blessed. So that's everybody. But there's something specific. There's something additional to that blessing. There's favor from the sun, the spiritual sun, who is shining down and wanting to shine down into you and through you. And that's his favor. It's got the same beam and gleam, and it does the same thing as that blessing, but there's a little bit different. There's the miraculous. There's greater than just the blessing. There's miraculous in that. There's greater in that. But my question to you today, are you ready? Are you ready to experience that? Because a lot of times we ask for it and don't even realize that it's available right there. As I tell you every week, it's waiting on you. You're not waiting on it. It's your turn. But are you ready for it? A lot of times when I turn, but we stall a little bit because it's a little scary, it's a little bit easier to watch somebody else as bad as we want it. And I'm guilty. Guilty as charged. As bad as we want this experience, when it comes time for us to get out on the court and make our moves, we can sit there and counsel and advise so many other folks. And then when it comes your turn, you choke. I'm guilty. But I'm here to encourage somebody today. Somebody listening that's in the same boat as me, I'm going to tell you right now, don't choke. Don't choke. It's yours. It's about to happen. Your time is happening. And I'm going to tell you today exactly something to help you out while you're going to this change of an opportunity, because the opportunity is there and it's presenting itself, it's manifesting. It's your turn, but don't choke. Okay, come here. I'm just gonna dive right into it because it's gonna piggyback. It's not exactly what I'm gonna do, but it's gonna help somebody, because somebody is not being told to stand. Somebody has got opportunity and is actually contemplating, as I've mentioned before, going over into the next side. They contemplating. So I'm here to tell somebody today, in other words, don't choke. Don't pause going into what's on the other side and seeing it. It's your turn. But I'm going to dive into that right now. So here you go. I want to ask somebody today. So anybody that's tuning in, just want to ask somebody. Does anybody out there feel like that even though what you're experiencing right now is different than something you've never experienced, you feel like you're scared that this is going to come out with the same outcome that I've had in the past? You feel like that this is going to end. It's different, but I'm not falling for that jive. I'm not falling for that I'm not falling for that I'm not falling for that bull crap. Anybody feel like that? Okay, let me spin this around from another perspective. Does anybody feel like that this is what I'm seeing hints and I'm getting, handwriting on the wall, but I really I'm scared to even take the risk because I've been around this mountain so many times. I can't even tell. And right now, as much as I want real, I just, I don't even believe real even exists. Does anybody regardless of what it is. I'm not telling you to describe what it is, because this could be towards a career, towards a business opportunity, towards school, towards you getting a house or your own residence, buying a car, relationship, marriage, having kids. It can be into anything. Have you felt? The question to you today: have you ever felt like I've been denied so many times, and there's just no way in reality that this is gonna work out in my favor. Anybody feel like that? Or it didn't work out for my grandma, it didn't work out for my mama, so I know darn well it ain't gonna work out for me. Anybody feel like that? Okay, because if that's you, if any of you to tune in today, you who I want to talk to, come here, lend me your ear right now. Come on, lend me your ear. So if I had to give this weekly encouragement a title, it would simply be, the past pain is not your future. Expect greater. Let that resonate, and I'm going to come back around and say it again. Your past pain is not, and I repeat, is not your future. Expect greater. Okay? Now somebody out there is saying, Dr. Charity, my past pain is not my future. What do you mean? I mean, in other words, let me put it in ghetto terminology, put it in ghetto verbiage, or put it in layman's terms, as we call it in the medical field. Don't bring the old pain and dead weight from your past into what you're going into. Don't do that. Let me put it this way. I mean, stop expecting the worst. And expect for one time, once you done got confirmation from him, and he done already put the handwriting on the wall, and he done show hints of him moving, just accept that he got it. Accept that God got it. Drop it like it's hot. Back away and let him do his thing. Stop thinking that just, even though it shows, it ain't right for me because it never happened to me. Well, just because it didn't happen before don't mean it can't happen now. All right? Because anytime Jesus will make it right. Did you do it right? If you did it God's way, then guess what? The best is yet to come. Greater is lies up for you if you just do it his way. Okay? Somebody else is saying, so Dr. Charity, are you saying that I am supposed to expect greatness and no pain? No. Pain is going to come. That's life. But what I'm saying is, the pain that happened 10 years ago, stop expecting that 10 years later. The pain that happened with grandma doesn't necessarily have to happen with you. Let me dive into that. Somebody's saying, well, okay, I'm a little confused now, Dr. Charity. I'm glad. Come listen to what Dr. Charity meditated on this week. So this week, I really just been in plain meditation mode. And my heart has just been going back and forth, dealing with my own, like I said, my life is transitioning. So trying to deal with that and trying to just deal with so much, I was in a whirlwind. So I didn't know where the Spirit was leading me. I heard so much beautiful encouragement, but with what was going on, I'm saying, what really is touching me? Friday night, I heard a word. I heard something from Pastor Keon, but it didn't resonate till later on that Pastor Keon was really knocking smooth on my door. He talked about in his sermon about what they call phantom pain. Some of y'all may have heard about it. I have heard it. It's phantom pain. Basically, in lack of in just regular words, it is fake pain. It is imaginary pain. Meaning, phantom pain is basically what happened to me before that I am projecting on what's going to happen later. And he talked about a lot of times when after we done prayed and laid it before God, and even when we do it the right way, we sitting here saying, because my grandma never got married and my mama did, that just ain't gonna be me. So it doesn't matter what man comes my way, it just ain't gonna work. Oh, well, because I've been a single mother the whole time, ain't no man want to take care of no kids, so I'm not gonna have my children just ain't gonna never have a daddy. Just accept that. Oh, because my grandmother didn't get a high school diploma, and my mother barely made it out, so she didn't go to college. You know, you might as well just call me. I'm never going to go to college because I don't understand college, just like they didn't. So it's simple. I just don't. It's not meant for me. That right there, I'm just giving three metaphors. That right there, I'm telling somebody today, stop it. Not stop it in a mean way, but stop it because you're hindering yourself. That is not your story. If God didn't confirm it, I don't care who went through it. Mama, grandma, stepmama, aunt, uncle, cousin, brother, sister, friend, colleague, don't matter who, pastor. Look, if God didn't confirm that to be the end of your story, you don't take that. I don't care how many times you've seen that. I don't care how many times the story has replayed in your life and your family, and I could care less how many times even you had to experience it. Just because it has happened more than once doesn't mean that has to be the end of your story. I'm telling somebody today. That's what the phantom pain is. And boy, when I started watching that thing real good, I began to see my eyes were opening. Sometimes we experience things and then expect because we ain't never seen the cycle or the curse break because we done seen the same thing happen so many times, we expect that it's just going to be bad all the time. Not if you do it God's way. It ain't got to end like that. I'm speaking to somebody today. It's just like this. Just because drugs run in your family don't mean you going to end up doing drugs. No, look, God has influence and you have a choice. You can make up your mind that I'm not going to live like that. I give a good old example. From my own personal background. I'm going to give it to you from my own personal background. I'm going to give you my testimony in so many different areas. Where I'm telling somebody, look, you ain't got to bring that phantom pain. You ain't got to bring the pain, because look, the past pain, the pain of the past is not the future. I'm about to hit it right now. Listen to me. So, I grew up in my family, hearing stories and even seeing it. Hate to say it, as much as I love my family, but I'm glad and thank God for what I was exposed to, because it really did cause me to have a nightmare that influenced me not to even go down this path. I heard stories of alcoholism and what alcoholism did to family members. And we're not talking about great-great-granddaddy. I'm talking about looking at death certificates, hearing stories of how grandpas and aunts and uncles and cousins suffered with this drinking, that the alcoholism was bad in my family. I heard stories that sounded like nightmares of how people dealt with this in my family. And it made you sad. It made you sad. It made you not even want, oh my God, after hearing all that and how bad it got, I made up my mind I was never going to be doing it like that. Yeah. It impacted me to the point I never wanted. Period. I may have touched a shot, but actually doing it to the point where it's going to incapacitate me, where I can't drink, where I can't eat, sleep, work a job or nothing. And when it get like this and it become my lifestyle, that won't never going to happen. Honey, you can probably count on one hand how many times I lift up a shot, or if I drink at all, because I don't. I'm not a drinker nor a smoker. I don't do it. Simple. But I don't do that stuff because of what I heard and saw in my own family. And I made up my mind, that ain't gonna be me. At least I ain't going out like that. Ooh, no. Not when there's a capability of it being better. I give another example. In my family, diabetes runs very, very, very strong. Every generation has had at least one person that suffered with diabetes and sadly ended up passing away from complications of diabetes. Up until the point that I actually took care of a generation near me, which was my aunt, up until she passed away. And she passed away from complications that stemmed from the diabetes that she had. And boy, when I had to do the caregiving of that and take all what I saw that woman go through, You'll be surprised. I try to stay on my P's and Q's to make sure. And then on top of that, it runs in my family. So my mother has type 2. She don't have type 1 like my aunt had. But she has type 2. So I take, make sure, keep eyes on my mother. But I keep eyes on myself, even as a healthcare professional, because I don't, after hearing and seeing so many people live and struggle in your own family, your own bloodline, and then end up passing away from complications with that. It just does something to me where I don't want to have to experience that. So I said, look, we're gonna do all that we can to at least look out and make sure that if this does come down our avenue, that is because God just allowed it. This ain't got nothing to do with me inviting it or influencing it to come on in. I don't want to experience that. So I'm telling somebody today, that's just two. That's just two many testimonies. I got one more. I'm telling somebody that the pain that you've seen in the past and experience is not in your future. That's not the way it has to end. He don't want it to end like that. But you've got to it starts in your mindset. You've got to make up in your mind beginning on today that it ain't got to end like this, and I ain't gonna influence it nor allow it to end like this. As long as God allows, it ain't got to end like this, and I don't plan to see it end like this. Because guess what? There's got to be happiness, joy, and peace somewhere. Oh, no. I went through pain then, but just because I have went through pain then doesn't mean I have to go through the same pain right now. If it's looking different, then guess what? I'm going to expect different. If it even looks like there's a hint of better, guess what? Then I got to believe within myself that there has got to be better and greater. Let me give you the last testimonial, and then I'm going to let you go. I'm going to go through the testimony that I'm dealing with right now. So I have already been in 3 serious relationships. It's where my lovely 3 wonderful, handsome, crumb-snatching boys come from. Been with a friend, been married before, been engaged, been married, separated and divorced. I had a living boyfriend at one point in time in my life too. So all my children came from serious relationships, just as serious as a heart attack. But because each one, even though it was a different type of person and a different relationship, although all 3 were serious, they all ended up the same way. All ended up with the same outcome, which the Spirit dealt with me later on in 2018 and told me that's something you got to change, where the outcome will be different. Because you ain't been changing the destination, you've been changing the route. That's why you're getting a man. It's a different man, but it's the same type of man on the inside with the same characteristics. Same man, it's the same characteristics. It's a man with the same characteristics. It just got a different name and a different background. Ain't nothing changing. And that's only because you ain't changing where you're going. You still going down the same route. I said, you know what, Dad? Maybe God is right. So I decided to do it God's way. Now, when I did it God's way, it took some time. God worked on me. God's still working on me. But I'm seeing in my life now something I ain't never seen come out. And I was amazed because I said, you know what's so funny? I was able, if the shoe was on the other foot, I was thinking as I was meditating this week, if this was another woman if I was not experiencing what I'm experiencing right now, and if another woman was in my shoes, you know what I'd be telling that girl? Girl, I don't know what you're waiting on. Because I've actually told a woman this before when she asked me, do you think he's da-da-da-da-da? I'm sitting there telling that girl, you might as well go ahead and tell mama or tell your best friend, let's go look at some bridal patterns. You ain't got to say yes to the dress right now, but at least tell David's bridal I want to go look and see what y'all got. Because I said, oh yeah, he about to do it. But because now I'm the centerfold, I'm sitting there like, oh, you got to be kidding. This is, nah, come on. It ain't that serious. Okay. I mean, it's serious, but come on. Let's I'm ready to laugh. Now, let's just say the signs and hints have been blunt. So it's not a surprise. It's not like nothing that's been discussed. So I know what's going on in my life is serious. I already know that. But I'm sitting there, I'm not going to lie. Because of the fact that I'm used to getting hurt, I'm sitting here still walking on eggshells like, this ain't okay. Where's the fun part? Let's all laugh, get ready, because this is not, come on, man. I'm supposed to believe this is really going to happen? Yeah, right. This ain't going to happen. Come on. Where's the part where I laugh so we can get this over with? This is too much. And of course, it's almost like God and the one that's special to me is just looking at me like, I don't know what your problem was wrong. Why are you acting like what's going on is not even supposed to be going on? I don't understand why you acting like this. Like, what's wrong? I'm sitting there like, okay, let's all laugh. Get ready for the laugh. I've been laughing for the past umpteen years. I've been laughing since I was 19 years old. There has not been a man that has caught me off guard and made me do this number. I ain't had no man make me do that. I've been laughing for the past 19 years because I'm the man. I've been the man, okay? Ain't no man been able to outdo me, okay? But what I'm saying, the one that's special to me told me yesterday, talking about I'm the GOAT. I said, oh, I want to see this in front and censor. What makes you the GOAT, big man? But we'll let God and him, they're going to work on that. I ain't got no control over that. But I'm telling somebody today, that's just another minute testimony of what's to come. But I'm telling somebody before I shut it out, don't bring the pain from the past. You see how I've been hurt? And how that pain, if I were to even take this pain and emphasize it on to where I'm going right now, you ain't going to never get to see what makes this man the GOAT in your life. In his life and what it would be like and how it influences and patch and would actually help and supplement and change even your life if only you allow God to do his thing, allow God to work through him regardless of what it looks like. And that's what I'm here to tell somebody today. Expect greater. Don't expect the same thing just because it has happened like that and it never has ever changed. Look, change can happen at any time. But a question to you today, are you ready for it? I had to get myself together. Look, you asked for this, let God do it. The change is here, the change is happening. But you put yourself front and center and get yourself prepared for what's to come. Don't worry about whether or how it's going to end, because God got control of that, not you. So, I'm here to tell somebody today, don't bring the phantom pain. Don't bring the past pain from the past into what's going on in the future, because it's not meant to be. There's greater for you and greater for me, because that past pain is over. There's a rainbow out there. There's greater out there. The rain is over. The storm is over now. And it's time for the sun to come out and you to see greater. So don't bring the pain from the past that only hinders what is waiting for you right now. Eliminate it. Tell God thank you for bringing it out and press forward, because greater awaits for you as long as you release the phantom pain and don't bring it. So I'm telling you today, let it go. Get ready to rejoice. Matter of fact, rejoice beginning on this week. Go through the week and rejoice. Enjoying happiness, knowing that there's greatness that lies ahead, and it ain't got nothing to do with that pain from the past, because that is, and I repeat, over now. All right, that's all that I have for you on today. But tune in next week for another weekly encouragement. And remember, going through this week, do not go through this week and tell yourself it is not going to be the same for me. Mine is my life. My next few 6 months, the next year of my life is going to be greater than it's ever have been, and be greater than what is already seen in my past and in the generation past before me. Because he said so, and I believe it. Please subscribe to Lady Superwoman on YouTube for all of your weekly encouragements and motivationals. That's at Lady Superwoman 9999. That's 4 9s for every last one. I love and appreciate you all, and see you next week. Bye-bye.